Alrighty, welcome back to another video. We have something new that is come back to the local servers, and it is the visiting outfitter. So he's back, and you get a free costume. Well, not to say free, you do need to pay a small amount of gems, but you get basically a costume from any hero that has already been released. Any costumes that has been released for 594 days before the start of this event. So not that many options, I would say, that are in this particular portal, but there are quite a few key costumes, I would say, that people should consider and should really take in, it's almost a no-brainer to take, especially given what is in the current meta. What I mean by what is in the current meta right now, at the time where this video is being recorded, the amount of Fergus and Bernadette tanks that we see in wars are fairly common and quite frequent. So I think there are a lot of ways to kind of defend against Fergus and Bernadette tanks, and if you don't have them, this outfitter does give you some of these options. Now, I do have some of the costumes already, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to show you, but what I can do is show you from my roster what I think are I would say one of the best options that you can pick from this particular outfitter. So how does it happen? You choose a hero from what you have on your roster, and you get a costume based on what you already have. So if you have the base hero, say for example, in my case, let's say for example I pick Norns, for example, I will get the costume of Norns. Basically the costume of Norns just give her a little bit more stats and can be good against Mythic Titans. Especially if you have a different team of a different color that you want to bring for that particular Mythic Titan. The other options, so I'm going to show you, I would say, the top 5 in my opinion. Yeah, the top 5 picks from this outfitter that I think everyone should get. And they are in no particular order. I'm just saying that if you do not have any of these 5 costumes, you should really consider getting all of them first before you look at any other heroes. So number one and the most obvious pick, I would say, is Loki. If you can see here, I have both Lokis maxed. So Loki was my first pick for the visiting outfitter because it is the only one that I didn't have at that point of time when the visiting outfitter came for the first time. So I think Lord Loki is one of the best options to go against Bernadette, especially if you can pair him with someone like Oni Wakamaru to give you that early game defense, and then you use Lord Loki to copy Bernadette, and you can essentially reverse that special skill against their defense. Apart from that, I think Lord Loki is also a very timeless hero. There is no other hero currently that has his ability where he gets to copy any target opponent's special skill, which I think is really strong and helps you get the ball rolling if you're going against a newer meta, especially when you don't have those heroes yet, or you're halfway leveling some of those heroes. To counter the new meta, you can use Lord Loki first to kind of be that bridge, or be that step forward that you need to kind of push through the new meta. So to me, Lord Loki costume, just because to improve his stats and resiliency, I would choose Lord Loki's costume if you do not have it. The second option that I would pick is Guardian Gazelle. If you don't have Guardian Gazelle, and if you want to pay homage to my boy Born Unique, then Guardian Gazelle is one of your best options, again in terms of stats and resiliency, to make sure that she remains a little bit more relevant in the current meta of things. She's exceptional in almost every case. You can bring her for Titans, you can bring her for wars, you can even bring her for challenge events if you need a stat boost. Like, I think in some cases you can actually bring Gazelle in, I do believe it's the Gargoyle, the new Gargoyle. Was it the Gargoyle? No, I think it's Beowulf, or one of the newer challenge events where you essentially only need 3 to 4 hitters, and you actually need to bring healers, which would help you buff up your score a little bit. So you can bring Gazelle for that. I'm not saying it's not the most illogical thing to do. So Gazelle is quite resilient. It's quite flexible. You can be in any spot. I in fact have two Gazelles myself. One here and another one. Where is it? Another one here as well. And I do have a third one which I'm trying to level up as well. So Gazelle, I think, is one of the more sweeter options to consider, and I think it's really something that people should consider picking for this visiting outfitter. The third option I want to pick is Guardian Panther. Two things. Now, I know Guardian Panther has went through a whole turmoil of nerfs and buffs and changes to his skills, especially when, I come from a meta where at some point, we were warring against defenses where they were having 3 Guardian Panthers, at some point. So I think Guardian Panther's costume is still very relevant, especially when you're dealing with two scenarios that I can think of. One, if you're going against sludges, the holy sludge, the holy slime hero that gives everyone a dance that essentially makes them dodge, and you take 1,600 damage. Guardian Panther works very well against it. The second tip I would use Guardian Panther with is, if you're going against Bernadette, you can use Guardian Panther's ability here to stop her from getting new status effect buffs, and then your elemental or your normal defense ailments will actually stick onto Bernadette. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just gonna go and look at one of my teammates. Let's see. So all received defense status ailments will be replaced by a defense buff. If you use Guardian Panther to kind of stop the status effect buffs from happening, she does not get this defense buff, which means your defense ailments will actually stick. So that's one way to use Guardian Panther there, and I think it's one of the best ways as well to use that, which is why I still consider Guardian Panther to be one of the most valuable costumes that you can get in this particular portal. Now, the fourth one gets a little bit iffy, but it's a toss-up between Athena, the costume Athena. So costume Athena right here. Really good for Mythic Titans and sometimes for wars. The one good thing about her is she has this dispel on special skill, which means you can dispel the newest status effect buff from all enemies, which is really good. And yeah, against Titans, she does do everything you need. I think one of the best ways to kind of fit her in a regular Titan team is to have costume Athena, which gives both normal defense down and elemental defense down against a fire enemy, and then you can pair her with, say, either Gazelle or Gazelle, or even the new dwarf Ixin, to make sure that they take increased damage, and you essentially have all your defense ailments taken care of with just 2 heroes instead of needing, say, a third hero. Like, say you're using King Arthur or Costume Perseus together with another with the regular side of Athena, which doesn't give the defense down against fire enemies. So really good option here. The other toss-up I would say for my fourth pick would be someone like Costume Perseus that I just mentioned, because Costume Perseus does have a little bit more efficiency in war. There was a loop that you could do last time where you have Costume Perseus together with 2 costume Lacey's, and you could essentially loop them with 6 tiles. I'm not sure you can do that with legendary troops right now. I don't think you can, but with 7 tiles you can still do that. I do believe that's still possible. So that's a really strong team despite being a little bit low in terms of stats. So I think, yeah, Athena, Perseus, Lacey costumes, they all fall under this pick where they are niche, but at the same time they help you in certain aspects of the game. Now the fifth pick, and one that which I think will come to help in the future, especially where we see this game going when they introduce all these new heroes, is Costume Freya. Now, why I think Costume Freya is really good? We are seeing a trend where Mega Minions are slowly getting picked apart with the new Magic heroes. As the Magic Tower heroes come, as the Magic Tower event comes more often, and there's new Magic Carpet heroes and Magic hero costumes, you're going to see Mega Minions drop a little bit in terms of their frequency in defenses, and that's where I think minions, the regular minions, will come to shine, as well as the frequency of which they are releasing Fox heroes. So what I mean by Fox heroes are heroes like Russ, for example, heroes like there's this the amount of like Fang heroes, I think. Yeah, those kind of Fang type heroes. I think Silver Fang, Boom Fang, whatever Fang. So that way we can try those Fox minions actually hit like a truck, and you can use this Raven minion. This Raven minion gives 180% attack to its owner's minions. Yeah, that will force them to hit really, really hard, and that makes it, those minions will actually hit like a truck. If you see some now I'm going to shout out a couple of content creators here. I think if you look at Goon from Gypsy Danger, if you look at his war videos, he does one very, very nice video with one of the Fox minions. Now I can't remember the damn name. Oh god, I can't remember the name. Essentially, it's one of those Fox heroes that gives silence to the target, and he creates a Fox minion for himself and nearby allies. If you compare that with her, those Fox minions actually hurt. If you compare that particular hero, which I can't remember the name, oh my god, God, I can't remember the name. I can't believe it. I used to pride myself with the ability to kind of remember every single name in the in Empires and Puzzles, every single hero's name in Empires and Puzzles, and I find myself unable to remember it. Swiftpaw, yes. Swiftpaw. If you look at that team, he runs Swiftpaw together with Costume Freya, and that destroyed, I think, some of these defenses with just using the Fox minions to kind of hit, which is really, really amazing. The flexibility of that which you can use, I think it's really, really strong, as well as all these Fox heroes, they start with a Fox minion, so you don't even need to you can run it with any other heroes. I mean, you can run it together with other types, other colors of Fox heroes. I mean, someone like White Fang, which is the blue one, I remember, and then you can run it with Ashen, which is a really good healer. You can run it with Spiff, the green one, which is a really, really strong sniper, and a really defensive sniper as well. So I think Freya has his niche, and is something which I think is very, very severely underrated by a lot of people. I have Freya right here, but I don't have that many Fox heroes to kind of work with. So if you have Fox heroes, I think getting Freya's costume, if you don't have her, is really one of the good options. So that rounds out my top 5, in no particular order again, although I think Lord Loki is a clear number 1. There are others as well. You can look at Alfred, you can look at Phileas Fogg if you need a green sniper, you can look at Leidenbrock. But for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick Norns. The reason why is I want to have a strong-ish yellow hitter, which I can use for rush. But at the same time, I do want to essentially max Norns for Mythic Titans. I do want to try to place in the top 100 total score and individual score for the first time in one of the upcoming Mythic Titans, if I can. I have not done it before. I really want to do it, and And I think one of the ways that I can do it is, if you notice in my previous faded soul exchange as well, I picked Deadwood, and now I'm picking Norns as well, because I want to see what I can do. I want to see if I can really try to show up and be in the top 100 individual and total score for Mythic Titans, and for that reason I'm probably going to pick Norns. If you look at my hero options, I don't think I have that many options to think of as well. I think Octros costume is pretty decent, but not super relevant right now. Leidenbrock costume, it's decent, but I think boosted health, especially since she doesn't heal that much in terms of boosted health. If you pick her costume, it's not going to do that much. Yeah, it's only boosting by 500, and I don't really feel like double limit breaking her. And then there are other options. Let me see. Yeah, as I mentioned, Phileas Fox. Lepiota is one that I think a lot of people are looking at as well. I think Lepiota, the costume Lepiota gives a bit more resiliency to her, especially if you can run multiples of her. I think if you run 2 or 3 in a team that doesn't resist the Abyss Ghost form, that's really, really strong. So I think Lepiota is one of the good options as well. And yeah, that's about it. I don't really care about the rest of the others. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Norns, and hope that I don't regret. But it's the visiting outfitter comes, I do believe, every 3 months. So the next time around, there's going to be more heroes included, and I can tell you right now, I'm really excited if they can include Hathor's costume in the next outfitter. I would really, 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 really want Hathor's costume, just because I have her max right now, but I do not have her costume. I really want to make sure that I can use Hathor's costume, especially since they buffed the season 5 heroes, the costumes right now in the latest balance adjustments. So I think season 5 costumes, as well as the Untold Tales costumes, I think those are the ones that people are looking at to really try and buff up their teams. So for me, I'm going to pick Norns. It's going to cost you 300 gems. Wasn't too sure how much it was, but anyways, I do have enough gems, so here we go. I'm going to pick Norns, and I'm going to do something else just for the fun of it. So we just had a Titan die, and I can show you. Yeah, look at this. Do you see what's this? We got it from a rare Titan. I even got a tonic as well. I even got an Alpha Eater from it as well. So here we go. I'm gonna do something that's a bit weird right now for a video, but fuck it. So look at this amount, 39 poison darts. Jesus. Okay, here we go. Ta-da! And ta-da! Okay, and I'm ready to start working on a costume. Oh, okay, here's another thing to spike. Ta-da! Okay, and now I'm gonna work on a costume. Yeah, and so hopefully I can get Norns ready for the next Mythic Titan. We're gonna have some fun for this Mythic Titan. It's gonna be Gilgamesh. So I'm gonna try to get all my purples and yellows ready, as well as some other teams that I'm working on for Mythic Titan. I don't know, but anyways, that's it about visiting outfitter. Do let me know what your thoughts are, and who do you eventually go for. Make sure you do it. You have 2 days, so don't forget about it, because it's one of the easiest ways for you to get a legendary costume. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. GG.